Hey friends, it's Chidalu here. The fact that I came across this means you have a desire for insightful conversations. There's a version of you that have been defined by others. Their fears, their limitations, their definition of what is enough. But this is Out of the Crowd podcast. It exists for those people who have noticed that and are willing to do something uncomfortable about it. But before we get into this episode, kindly subscribe to this YouTube channel. Please subscribe to this YouTube channel. Thank you. Like, comment, share. It's going to help the algorithm push this content further. Let's get into it.
There's something I want us to discuss today. It's quite simple, but it's very sensitive. Given the fact that you know a lot of things and you've experienced a lot of things, I think you're in the best position to discuss this with. What do you think is the impact of upbringing in the life of someone who wants to do something significant? What's the impact of upbringing? What's the impact of the schools they go to, the friends they keep? And just generally, how did they do things? You can refer to your personal story, but let's start from here. What do you think is the impact of upbringing in one who wants to do something significant in their life?
Okay. This is an interesting question, actually. For me, I think that somebody's upbringing shapes them. It shapes their mindset. It shapes who they become. The friends they kept and are still keeping shapes who they become. Starting from even when you're as little as 1 or a few months, the things that your parents allowed you to do, the things your parents didn't allow you to do, they shape the person that you end up being. I don't even know how to begin personal experience, because honestly, because there are just a lot of things that if I think back, I just know that, wow, I probably am not doing this because of this reason, right? But for me, yes, upbringing does affect how somebody later ends up, right? If your parents allow you to, or let me say, if they lock you in for a long time, when it's time for you to now be outside, you either overdo it or you don't do it at all. And then, we already know that everybody needs a kind of visibility. So that's just an example. Your parents not allowing you to do some certain things when you were younger can either make you to be too visible or make you invisible when you actually need that visibility. So it goes all around. Even when it comes to your faith, how you believe God, what the things that you believe about God, they all come from your upbringing. A lot of things, even down to your creativity, how creative you end up being. It goes all the way down to your upbringing, things that you did, things that you learned when you were younger. The way a lot of people who play instruments now learned it from when they were younger, because from 0 to 3, everybody believes that that's when children are, they don't have any sense. But as a matter of fact, the things that you do at that young age, from 0 to 3 to 5, that ends up shaping how the person becomes. It's things that they're saying and you're not listening to. And the parents end up ignoring, that shapes who they become. And then it just continues like that, until they get to 15, 16, and then, by then their creativity is dead.
Profound perspective, very profound. But let's double down on something. You mentioned that it affects your creativity. As one who wants to aspire to be a parent, you've been parented by someone, and you also parent someone. As one who aspires to be such, what would you do different than what you've received?
Oh, wow. Wow. Okay. I'll do a lot of things different. Honestly, I'll do a lot of things different.
Do you think your parents affected your creativity?
Oh, yes.
Tell us about it.
Okay. Oh, this is a very interesting personal conversation. But all right, let's dive into it. So, growing up, right, my parents have always been, how do I put this? The kind of charismatic parents that only focus on what the devil could do to you and not how powerful or the person of God or the person of the Holy Spirit, right? So we grew up scared of a lot of things. Like now that, you know, I've been to learn other things, it still takes me a lot to understand myself, understand the love of God, understand the question of Christ without, you know, thinking, oh, the devil's going to do this to me, someone's going to do this to me. And then because of that, because of the notion that they had that, you know, everybody is wicked, the world's a wicked place, they didn't let us do anything, right? That's me and my siblings, they didn't let us do anything. So, you know, people used to go for extracurricular classes, go to learn how to play instruments, dance, and all of that. We never did that. So it was just a routine. Wake up, prepare, go to school, come back, do your assignments, sleep, your afternoon sleep. Wake up, eat, sleep, and you go again the next day. So I think that it affected my creativity because up until now, you know, I won't say I'm also creative with my hands like that. Some people know how to crochet, some people know how to make hair, some people know how to, all of these things are things that you just pick up, you know, growing up. I didn't pick any of it up because my parents believed that the only thing that was important was go to school, come back, they'll flog you if you don't do your assignments, they'll flog me if I don't eat. So I didn't really learn anything, I could have learned earlier. And so now I find it difficult to learn. So for me, it affected that creative side. I feel like I could have learned a lot more, you know. I was giving an example some days back of my sister. I don't even think she knows this. So if she watches this video, it's going to be very crazy. So when we were growing up, right, she used to draw a lot. Like she used to scribble drawings, really pretty drawings at the back of her book. And then she'll come back and then my parents will flog her. That why is she drawing at the back of her book? Yeah. And now that I think about it, why shouldn't she draw? Like, and so they flogged her until she stopped. They said that they never want to see anything at the back of her notes. Her notes, the back of your notes supposed to be clean, the back of your notes supposed to be empty. And so they flogged her until she stops drawing.
They beat out of her.
They literally flogged drawing out of her. And she probably can still draw till now. But I don't even think she knows that. Like, she has just been clouded with, you know, oh, go to school, study medicine, become a doctor, live life. Nigeria hit her. And then she doesn't even remember that there was a time she could draw so well, she could paint so beautifully. I don't think she has painted in maybe the last 10 years. And who knows, that could have been something that, even if you don't use it like outside in the general space, it's still a creative side of you. But they literally flogged that creative side of her out because they believed, oh, it's not part of your school, it's distracting you from your school.
Wow. You mentioned that it was flogged out of her because it's not part of her school. Creativity is one of the things that's being rewarded in today's world. People pay you for being creative if you can solve their problems and if it can be beaten out from you when you're small. Do you think it's the fault of the parents or the fault of the person? At what point do you reach that you stop blaming your parents for the trauma they caused you and you start blaming yourself for not going far?
Before I answer that question, I want to say it's totally the parents' fault, right? So the society has a big part to play in all of this. What we believe, what culture says, right? But at the end of the day, you know, they have a part, the parents have a part to play in making sure they shape, you know, that creative side of you so that it doesn't die off. But, you know, there's still the part that you as a person have to play. There's still some things that you might not know about yourself, but then you would have to just strive to discover it. You'd have to be 10 times better than the average person. Do what the average person isn't doing. Go to places, expose yourself. Because if not, you're just going to stay, your mind is just going to stay tied to things that it's used to. And then if you don't expose it, well, so at a certain, I won't even say a different age, at, how do I even put this? As much as you can, no matter the stage that you are, as much as you can, try to explore, try to do things that, try to, you know, get into your creative side. If you notice that you're good with a pencil, why do you decide to not use the pencil?
What if you are being fought for that with your parents? What if your parents?
What?
What if all you want to be is your parents' bias?
Wow. Let me
What do you
see.
do?
This is the tough one. This is the tough one. Given the kind of society that we live in and how, you know, your parents, I don't want to use the word cage, you know, the person you want to become.
You mentioned something profound. You said that creativity is being beaten out of children from their parents.
Yeah.
Does it really stop at family upbringing, or you also affect schools?
It's a general society thing. Even in school, like just the way the school system is arranged, is arranged to fight your creativity.
Can you dig deeper to that?
Okay, so we already know how the society plays it out.
Yeah.
Is that you go to nursery school,
Yeah.
primary school, secondary school, you go to school, learn only the things that are given for you to learn, then you graduate, you get a job, you marry,
Yeah.
then you send your children to go to school to do the exact same thing. So everybody's always, how are some people richer, how are some people better? But it's just because they're not following this exact same pattern. That's why you have to go outside the average, right? If you go to schools, for me, that I went to a number of Catholic schools, you don't do anything outside what they ask you to do.
So we are in a loop.
Exactly. You don't do anything outside they ask you to do. If 8 o'clock is for singing, the only thing you're supposed to be caught doing is singing. And if you're not singing, you'll be expelled and you'll be disgraced. And I mean, nobody
Wow.
wants that.
Wow. You know, before the advent of schools, there's what they call an industrial revolution. If you see the design of schools in which you are aligned in rows and you are answering to a figure ahead of you, this is what it does for you. It makes you answer to someone. People fight people who ask questions in class, saying they are overstudying. You grow up in a school that you line up for assembly. There's something it does to your mind that you always have to be on a line for something. Do you think that that's what's affecting today's society? That schools is a primary thing affecting creativity?
Well, I can say I don't say school in general, but I mean the general school system that we know. Yes, it's affecting creativity. That mindset that it gives you, that you always have to answer to somebody, that somebody will always be better off than you. The way you cannot ask questions, the way you cannot be yourself, the way just being different is a problem. Is really something that I believe it strongly affects people as in the world today, especially in this part of the world where we live here in Nigeria, that discipline, I mean, there's a place for discipline, but
Yes.
it's almost like we don't even understand
What discipline is? Yes.
really is.
I agree with you.
Everybody's just doing things, not even because they know where this thing is taking them, but
It's not by everybody.
I mean,
It's the crowd.
it's a crowd, and that's what they say we should do, so let's just do it so that they will be happy. For me, I lived like that for a very long time with my parents, people around me. You'll be happy when I finish doing it. All right, let's just do it. And so at the end of the day, the person I'm becoming is just another
No,
person's idea of who I should be, who I'm actually supposed to be. who I
So
actually want.
do you think that people become things to feed their parents' egos?
To fit the societies, into their parents, teachers, aunties, uncles, it's just the general. You do it so we, or most people right now, if you ask them why they're studying, because they're studying, 95% of people in professional courses don't want to be there. They don't really want to become lawyers. They don't really want to become pharmacists. Nobody, not say nobody shall, but a lot of people don't really want to save life. Maybe they end up liking it on the way, but if you really ask what they really want to do, it's not producing drugs or.
How much does this affect the country?
Well, whatever affects us in the little circle, it goes on to affect the country, it goes on to affect the entire society, because this loop just continues breeding unhappy people. So a lot of unhappy people are just breeding. That's why our society isn't moving forward, because everybody is just, the only thing that people think makes them happy now is to be in some kind of power, some kind of position, and then you have, after you've done this whole loop of doing what nobody wanted you to do, then you finally realize that, oh, I can be telling somebody to do something. And then they now fight tooth and nail to be in some kind of political position or to be the head of the company or something. And then they do it not with intent of actually helping anybody, not with intent of actually making any reasonable impact, right? So I actually learned something, and that's that for you to impact somebody must have impacted you.
Profound.
So a lot of people really haven't even been impacted, and then they come out to light us, oh, I want to make some kind of impact, What kind of impact do you want to make when you don't even understand what impact is?
So you're saying that people don't really understand the idea of impact?
A lot of people don't understand the idea of impact, the idea of leadership as a whole.
Yeah, I agree. Total. I think that Nigeria's problem is leadership. Leadership not at the government but at the grassroots. If I can lead myself, I should be able to lead the nation. I hold a strong opinion that many people around a certain person cannot become president. If you check your circle of friends, can you after uphold them to president of the country?
Me?
Yes.
I can.
Can you point someone that this person is in the office based on doing as president?
Yes, I can put like 3, you say.
Like 3 people. Do you think that people can say such for themselves?
A lot of people do not say it genuinely. They will just lie because. But I don't think there are lots of people that you meet. You just know that if this person is in power, we're in trouble. And it's just you at some point you can't even blame them, right? It's just what the society has shaped them to be and the kind of people they are agreed to be.
So you are saying that a point will come when you be given the opportunity to rebel?
Definitely. And if you refuse to take it, you remain small.
Factual. Very true. Very true. I think that the reason why people don't achieve what they want to achieve is because they do what the crowd wants to do. The crowd is delusional. You think you do something just for the benefit of yourself, but you'll be engineered to do so. I think it happens in schools, it happens in families. I come to family schools. You grow up hearing things like, people in my family don't do this. We are not meant for this. We are not meant to do this. We are not meant to do that. There's something does to your cognition. You end up believing that whatever you are worth, so the parent told you are worth. Yeah. So it boils down to, if you notice that there are some families that when someone comes to their house, they give them money, their parent collects it from them. What do you think that does to someone?
That one is just a whole different thing on its own. It's just taking so many things from you at that point. It's taking, number one, your ability to learn financial stability.
Yeah.
It's just, they're just sapping it at that point. And, well, it's not even, they probably don't even have bad intentions, but it's just what it does to you. You never learn how to handle money.
Yeah.
You never trust yourself to handle money. You never think that, oh, I'm able to have this amount to spend. So even stops being the thing of age. So even when that money is in your hand, you find it difficult to manage it or to spend it. At some point you don't even believe I can handle this amount of money.
So it reduces back to the one you can handle.
Yeah.
That's why you can handle millions.
It dealt with me for a very long time.
Can you explain that?
Okay. So my friends used to do that.
Yeah.
They did it till I was like probably 15, 16. Before I entered university, they were still doing it like, oh, somebody bring livelihood for you, and that mean I enter person. And so in 2025 was that when I started my business, right? I struggled to even put prices on the bags I sell because I was like, somebody actually be able to pay this. And then I think, do I have this amount of money to pay for this kind of thing? And so I struggled to even put prices. And then it began to really drain the business because I'm putting in a lot. And then I don't have the mind to collect it. And so I had to start rewiring my brain by myself that is not how I'm supposed to do this. There are people that can pay for this.
Yeah.
And if I'm going to target my audience properly, that means everything should follow the quality of the item. The price of the item should match the quality. The price of the item should match the service I'm giving to you, right? So it really it drained me so much. Like, apart from it being even surprised, like some people come and be like, oh, is this in this amount? And I'm like, yes, if was me, you can just take it for lesser. And
Okay.
but I don't even know when, I had to. I think at some point I was running at a loss. That's when my head clicked. I say, hey, what's going on? What's going on?
Came to your senses.
I had to just come to my senses by myself. And then it took me some time to realize this was where it was coming from. Like, I just had to study the life of my siblings. And like, even them cannot even handle money. So seeing me with money for them, and I'm the last one.
Strange.
It's even strange to them, like, this girl, what's going on? So it just puts you at two extremes. It's either you overspend or you don't even know how to manage it at all. So you overspend.
Profound.
I got a lot of blows for not being able to even use my own item because I thought it was too expensive for me.
What?
I got a lot.
Wait. You could not use your own thing because you thought it's too expensive for you.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. So I mean, it took me an amount of time to sit back and realize, it's just because I've never been able to handle
Such amounts
before. Like, before then, it's just you come to school, the only time that we are giving money to handle is your pocket money, and then your pocket money lasts for an amount of days. Once it's over, they reimburse it. So it's just over and going over and over and over again. So you don't really have much to lose, right? At that point, okay, you have a fixed amount for 7 days, or you have a fixed amount for 10 days. Once it's over, you know that money is coming again. So if you decide to spend it, if you don't spend it, so another one will still come. So you really don't really know how to handle money as you ought to. So when I started doing business, I mean, all these things even comes to my mind, or I know that they would have to be. I already knew there would have to be financial management. I didn't even know that it was going to be something that serious.
Yeah.
So the funny thing is, society and family and upbringing is taking a lot from you that you don't even know.
It's taken for you.
It's taking so much from you.
True.
Living with people that are angry. You step out and then you're such an angry person that you don't even know that people cannot cohabit with you because you're so angry. And you don't even know it's because you grew up with angry people. You think it's just the normal. I live with somebody that is very loud. I live with loud people. And for me, I don't like loudness. And then if you ask, why are you shouting? They're just like, well, they've been shouting and know my life, so I'm sorry, do it. Like, how do you want to go out into the society of people who are well collected and you're shouting? But then you cannot completely blame the person. The person grew up in that space of being tied to shouting.
Charity, they say, begins at home. It's what you say at home, you consider as normal.
Yeah. It's what you see. A lot of people are just like, they don't do this in my house, they don't do this in my house. And maybe I can understand with them. But there gets a time you just have to understand that you have to do what is right for you to proceed.
At what point do you have to realize? At what point?
Is there a specific time? I don't think I can give a specific age, or at age 10, at age this, at age that. But once you're getting some kind of liberty on your own,
that decision must be made.
That decision must be made by yourself. That decision must be made to read more books. That decision must be made to listen to people who have, gone ahead and done, people who rebelled to do things that, the normal person will not do, who dare to be different. Yeah. Because if you don't, well, like I said, you're just positioning yourself to really very, 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 very smart. You just do the normal thing everybody's doing, go to work, come back, buy food for the house, make sure there's food, send your children to school, and then wait for them to finish and then cry, please, when I graduate, please, so I can rest. Like, it doesn't have to be like that. I believe that a person can learn financial stability and actually be financially stable even after they have children. Right? A lot of parents are living, they'll tell you that they were not able to achieve their dreams and it's because of their children. I really do. That's such a that's such a big lie. Because if you wanted to, you would have. Why blame me that you didn't achieve your dreams?
Okay, let blame devil's advocate for this. Let me be on the side of the child. I'm a child who was traumatized when I was small. How do I know what is right? You mentioned that you believe that you can't blame your parents for not achieving your dreams.
Yeah.
At what point do you realize that you are actually injured? Because you cannot fight what you don't know.
Yeah. True.
So when do you come to that realization that this is what's happening?
This is, I've been avoiding the answer to this question because it's relative. It's
Okay.
something that's relative for different people. When you talk about trauma,
Yeah.
or somebody being traumatized by whatever it was, growing up, it could even be just something someone else can take as something someone else might take as minute might be a serious trauma to somebody else.
Yeah.
And then they might not even know that this thing has traumatized them. So I think when you get to a stage where you can think back to see that the results that you're having could be better. So you have to think what is stopping me from getting this result. So it's a thing that is relative for different people. There's no exact age. You say, okay, at age this particular age, you should have thought back. So it happens to them very early. They realize when they were traumatized, and then they walk towards healing from it. But some other people, they don't even know. They're just doing it. Some people up to age 30, 35, they don't even know that something had traumatized them. That's why I would always advocate somebody to be exposed. Because, when you're exposed, your exposure would even tell you that there could be some trauma here.
If I should prescribe a solution to a lot of people, I'll prescribe traveling.
Yeah.
So if you were to prescribe a solution for someone who has been traumatized so far, you said it's relative. What would yours be?
Mine?
Yes.
If you're 8 answers, prescribe solution for myself.
No, for someone who is identical to you.
Ooh. Okay. I'd say number 1, get exposed.
Okay.
And you cannot get exposed outside of your comfort zone. You cannot grow anything. You cannot grow substantially outside of your comfort zone. For somebody who will be identical to me, I will tell Valerie, nothing's going to happen. Just do it. Or what's the worst that could happen?
Shit.
I mean, you get over it. Just do it. Just do it. Just leave. The times when you're opportune to go places, go. The times when, even if you're not opportune, seize the opportunity by yourself. There's some opportunities that you would have to seize it by yourself. There's some money that you would have to spend, to get some kind of exposure.
Yeah.
So I would tell myself that, maybe a younger version of myself, to forget what other people say, man. Because in the long run, it's just you and your growth, the trajectory of your growth. Maybe you might not be able to start traveling early, or maybe you might not have the opportunity to travel. But that's why, thank God we have technology, we have the internet. Instead of doom scrolling, not doing anything useful, watching people's videos, so you're watching videos that don't have any impact, go on YouTube, listen to people's minds, see other places. If you can just use your phone and leave this country for the next 2 hours.
Yeah.
You can do it.
Yeah.
But a lot of us don't want to do that. They don't want to step out of your usual comfort zone. Read more books. I genuinely wish I started reading earlier. Right? I always lie to myself, oh, you don't like reading, you don't like reading. I'm like,
I've had that a lot. I'm saying they're not good persons.
yes, I say a lot. I'm not a big person. I don't like reading. I prefer to listen and to watch. But really, reading exposes your mind. There's a kind of, it just makes your brain to progress. You learn more. You understand better. You're able to converse better with people. So if you're not even opportune to travel yet, maybe you cannot leave the environment that you are, which you still should eventually. But if you can't at the moment, seize the opportunities that you have. Use your phone. Get more books. Dress better. That one is there too. Just have a mental picture of the kind of person that you want to be and work towards it. These are general things that you'd hear everywhere. Read more books, watch more inspiring videos, all of these things. But as much as it sounds so generic, there are things that you would actually need to do if you want to go out of your comfort zone. Definitely, you cannot blame your parents forever. They were doing their best. It's their first time parenting too. You would make some mistakes in your own time. But, well, get over it. Forgive them. It's not their fault. They're them too. They were also learning on the job. It will get to a point you would actually have to stop blaming them and take total responsibility for the outcome of your life.
Profound. Valerie, you're one who understands a lot of things. You understand how family works more than the average person. You understand how money flows because you're into business. Give way to advice. Someone wants to take the path you have taken. Not a long one. Just a value he or she should possess. Order. That was my last question.
A value the person must possess. Let me see. I don't think there's just one. There's so many things you need. I won't even say, I'm in the very best position to advise somebody. But if I'm given the opportunity to, I would say you cannot do anything without God. It's the truth. It sounds generic also, but it's just the truth. Without the leading of the Holy Spirit, you're on your own, no. You're really just on your own. So it's something you did. It's not a want. It's not something you do on and off. It's a daily need. Like more than you need food, you need the help of the Holy Spirit. So that one is there. It basically cuts across every part of your life, including healing from whatever kind of trauma it was, including understanding, some certain things better, including knowing what videos to watch and not watch, knowing what books to read and not read. You need the help of the Holy Spirit with that. Then I'd say you also need good people in your corner.
Relationships.
Yeah, your relationships matter a lot. The people that you are listening to are people that would end up those things you're listening to is what you will end up shaping, the person that you become. If you're constantly listening to people that, ride on how small you are or how you've not been able to achieve anything, you'll probably not be able to achieve anything for the longest.
Yeah.
So I'll say your relationships, be in spaces where people drive you to be a better person. Yeah, that's what I think. Your relationships and then God, your values these are the key things that you need. Be with people who push you to be better. Be with people who push you to, not remain where you are, because the most dangerous place you can be is where you are. You just have to keep,
The most dangerous place you can be is where you are. Profound. Thank you so much, Valerie. You've been a blessing to this show, and we hope to see you back. I'm appreciating that you are the first person I'm bringing this with. Give me part of me. You go way back. You raised me, I just understand.
Yeah.
So thank you.